Corporate directors generally owe the corporation and its shareholders a fiduciary duty of loyalty to act in the corporation's best interests and not in their own self-interests. In deciding whether directors breached such a duty, courts consider whether a transaction was the product of fair dealing, which often requires directors to disclose their interest and obtain shareholder approval. But what if a transaction was disclosed and approved but is unfair to minority shareholders? May a court invalidate it? The California Court of Appeal considered this question in Remillard Brick Company versus Remillard-Dandini Company. In the 1930s, A.O. Dandini formed the Remillard-Dandini Company, a manufacturer of bricks. Remillard-Dandini then acquired the San Jose Brick and Tile Company, making San Jose Brick and Tile a wholly owned subsidiary of Remillard-Dandini. From 1939 to 1946, the two companies were profitable. But due to mismanagement, the companies began to struggle, causing A.O. to transfer his controlling interest. In particular, Remillard-Dandini had 403 shares of stock. Of these shares, A.O. owned 253 shares, which he transferred to the Cesenas. Those shares were then controlled by Stanley and Sturgis, who were corporate officers and directors for the companies. The remaining 150 shares of Remillard-Dandini were owned by the Remillard Brick Company, a wholly owned company by Lillian Dandini, A.O.'s ex-wife. Stanley and Sturgis then tried to buy out Lillian's minority interest in the companies. When she refused, they had the companies transfer their sales functions to Remillard-Dandini Sales Corporation, a separate corporation that they owned and managed. At a directors' meeting, Stanley and Sturgis proposed a resolution in which they would enter into contracts on behalf of the companies with the sales corporation. The sales corporation would then handle the promotion and sales of all products manufactured. 3 of the 5 directors voted to approve 2 separate contracts for Stanley and Sturgis, with Lillian and another director voting no. As a result, the resolutions passed. Subsequently, Remillard Brick sued Remillard-Dandini in state superior court to recover the profits Stanley and Sturgis made in breach of their fiduciary duties. In response, Stanley and Sturgis argued that the transactions were valid because they were disclosed and approved by a majority of shareholders. The court found that one contract was unfair and ordered Stanley and Sturgis to repay the companies. Both parties cross-appealed to the California Court of Appeal.